Hello, YouTube, and everybody watching. So, another week. This one, I if I was to give like an overview of the next 30 seconds of what the whole thesis of my video today is, it is do not panic. Because there's an ADHD moment that happened this week that's kind of silly and was interesting. And then there's also the Wednesday announcement that also kind of started to make me panic. So let's go through the first half of it. The first and foremost, as I always do each week, the good and the bad. I ate decently. Today is not the best day that I ate, but for the most part, I was pretty much eating less dinner, just focusing on protein. I did go to the gym 3 of the days this week. Yeah, 3 of the days. And for the most part, it was like for 30 minutes. So it's not like I was there for only just a few minutes. So definitely was doing a lot of heavy lifting, like all that stuff. And even today when I was doing the, because we had the junk guys come here, I was helping them move like lawnmowers and things like that. And that was pretty heavy stuff. So definitely did my part in terms of working out at least 4 out of these 7 days. And I also was walking Jerry after dinner and, doing my walks with him. So definitely a lot of extra cardio and a lot of extra all that stuff. So the ADHD thing. My wife wanted to go up to Mohegan Sun to see one of those dead cover bands that she likes. And we packed a suitcase. We were going to spend the night. We got Jerry. About halfway through the car trip, I realized I did not have the suitcase. I left it on the couch. And you would think, how can you leave a suitcase? Well, I did. And originally I was very panicky and very upset about the whole thing. But then I thought to myself, okay, let's think this through. We could spend the night. I'm going to go to home the next day, so I'll take my pills the next day anyways. It's not like I'm not going to take my pills for weeks on end or whatever. So that's not a big problem. And then for clothes, we have a bunch of stuff in the backseat of Amanda's car. Plus, Amanda said, she wanted to buy me a outfit, which now I have my new dream of that someday I'm going to own something from Oliver Brown, which is this very expensive, fancy James Bond retailer. But literally, I was just very happy with, and it wound up being a great time. That even though we forgot the suitcase, I wound up getting some nice new clothes. We enjoyed the show. I gambled. I lost, but the way that my day was going, I didn't think I was going to win. I mean, we were joking that the irony of winning $1 million at the casino would be amazing, but I lost. Or as I like to just call it, I gave to the Mohegan Cultural Fund. And then the other thing was Wednesday, we got the big James Bond announcements, the second trailer, the video game playthrough of the first 30 minutes, which was fantastic. And then panic set in. March 27th is only 6 months and about 3 weeks away. That's not a lot of time. And I want to be in the best shape of my life. I was terrified. How am I going to do this? And then it dawned on me something. Now, this is going to sound like I'm giving up, and I need to stress to Pete in Canada and everybody else, I am not giving up by any stretch of the imagination. 15% is still my goal. But if you go to the first video all the way back in June, I said I wanted to be in the best shape of my life. And I remember specifically the lowest number I think I've ever been when I was counting these sort of things was 20%. Maybe 19. I'll even say 19, but that's still not that far away because I'm at 27 now. And 27 to 19 is only, 8%? That's not a lot compared to, it's not like I have to drop 30% body fat or 40. I'm not that far away. Now, mind you, it's still going to be a lot of work and a lot of extra cardio and a lot of extra weightlifting and focusing on protein and really focusing on my diet. But it's not as impossible as I originally thought. And even if I hit 18%, technically, I'm still within my goal of best shape of my life. Because that's kind of a vague statement. Do I want to get to 50% at some point? Absolutely. And the other thing I want to say is even if let's say I get to, I'll say 19%. I'll say I don't get to 18, I get to 19% by March 27th. Does that mean I'm going to stop? Absolutely not. Does that mean I'm going to go back to eating tons of ice cream and milkshakes? No. This is a call to action saying that I'm still going to keep going regardless of how this goes. So that's pretty much the two things I wanted to say. The only thing I'm actually concerned about, because it's going to go over a little over 5 minutes, but I do want to say the only thing I'm concerned about is December, because I got through the summer relatively unscathed and still losing weight, which is great because summer is those months of, lounging around by the beach or the pool, a lot of ice cream. And somehow I managed to get through this summer and continue to lose weight. I don't want to give IO Interactive all the credit because we got that information in June about First Light and the first trailer. I don't want to say it's entirely thanks to them, but it definitely really did reinvigorate me. And I'm not, this month I'm concerned because obviously I'm moving by the end of the month, so that is very stressful. But I'm not too concerned about that. Really, the only month that has me scared is December because with the ice cream cake around my birthday, Swedish pancakes, and the gingerbread cookies in Christmas time, those are all things that I probably shouldn't be eating, but hopefully by that point I'll have a plan in place. But anyways, until next week, I hope you believe in me. I still believe in you, and we're going to get through this. We're going to get through the next 6 months and 3 weeks together, and I'm really going to drop the weight and hopefully be at 15%. But even at 18 or 19, I'm still going to consider myself a winner. Anyways, have yourselves a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.